Let me give you 3 ideas for how to make a customizable house, and then I'll show you how to make them. So the way this first version will work is you can buy individual items for your house, and when you do, they're automatically placed down for you. And this works for every item that you buy. Let's check out how the second version will work. So for this way, you do not own the house originally, but you can go over to a sign, or if you'd like, you could set it up as an NPC and buy the house, granting you access. Looks pretty basic, but you can head back to the sign and upgrade the whole house to level 2, making it appear a little bit better. And as you probably assumed, we can upgrade it one more time to level 3, upgrading the whole house to a fully furnished one. Now let's check out how the third version will work. This one is a bit more customizable for the player. You will be able to change each room into whatever theme you set up for them. So you'll head to the station, you'll select the room that you want to edit. We'll edit this top left one and turn it into a bedroom. Now let's try changing the top right one also into a bedroom. And you know what? I'll change the top left one into a kitchen. So with this one, there's a bit more flexibility, and you can kind of just have it be whatever you want in each room. Now let's see how to make them all work. I do have chapters set up in this video, so you can skip ahead to the version you want to see if you don't want to see them all. So for this first version, the very first thing you want to do is make all of the items that you want as events. So as you can see, I made a bed out of 4 events, this kitchen out of 4 events, and this piano out of 6. After you're done making your whole house, you'll want to add a number of switches equal to the items that you want to buy. So for me, I have 3 items to buy, so I made 3 switches for each of those items. After you're done doing that, you'll want to assign the switch that you made for that item on the item. So for all 4 of my events of the bed, I have this bot bed switch on. Now, you don't need to worry about adding a blank page for when you don't have the switch on, because the way the RPG Maker works is if you have one event page that needs a switch to be on, it'll be invisible until the switch turns on. So no need to add an empty event page. After you're done doing that, the way that you'll activate it is through an NPC or an event or anything else you want to put in that has the control switches of the item that you're buying. If you're like me and you have the NPC in the same place where the item spawns in, I'd recommend doing a fade out, turn that switch on, then a fade in so you don't see the item pop into existence. The whole way I do it is I have a text saying, hey, what do you want to buy? I added a show choices for every item that you can buy. Then I added a conditional switch for if I do not have the bed bought, it will fade out the screen, turn the switch on, fade in, saying thank you for your purchase. But if I do have the bed already bought, it just says a text, hey, you already own this. For all the other items, I just copied and pasted this branch down below and changed the 2 switches to the switches of the item that was being bought. And that's how this first version will work. Let's check out how the second version works. So for this version, the first thing that you'll want to do is make all of your houses as maps for each level that you want to have. So for me, I made 3 maps for the 3 levels. After you're done doing that, on each of the maps, add a event that transfers the player back to in front of the house. For these, you don't need to worry about having a conditional branch or anything, because if you think about it, it doesn't really matter what level of house you have, as long as when you're inside, hey, you need a way to get out. So just add a standard transfer player in each of them. After you're done doing that, you can head back to the opening of your house and add a default door. You can copy and paste the event page until you have the same amount of levels that you have, +1, and the +1 will be the first one, set at level 0 for you don't own the house. Speaking of which, we'll have to make a variable called house level to know which house we're going to go into. On each of the pages, we'll have this variable enabled and increase it by 1 for each page that we go to. So this first one's 0, page 2 will be 1, page 3 will be 2, and page 4 will be 3. Then we'll assign the transfer player to the house level that we have assigned on this event page. So we'll change this transfer player to go to the level 3 house, this variable number 2 to the number 2 house, and variable number 1 to the level 1 house. For the first page on level 0, that means we don't own the house, so we could just add a text and nothing else on this page saying you don't own this house. Now let's check out how to change the house level. I have it set up as a sign right beside the door, but you could have it as an NPC in a different place or wherever you want. But the way it works is also tied to the house level. So on each of the pages, we'll have the variable enabled with the house level starting at level 0. Page 2 will be level 1, and page 3 will be level 2. And on, depending on how many rooms that you have. On the first page for level 0, we'll just add a text saying by house, and then, yes or no, with the control variables setting the house level to 1. On page 2, because the house level is set to 1, we will add a text saying upgrade house to level 2, yes or no, with the yes being control variables, set the house level to 2. On page 3, we could just copy and paste page 2, make sure it's set to level 2, change the text to level 3, and the variable to level 3. If you'd like, for your last page, you could set it to the max level of your house and just add a text saying max level or cannot get any more upgrades or anything like that, just a text. And everything should be set up now for this second way. Let's check out how the third version works. So for this version, the very first thing we want to do is make an event. Then we will add a variable for each room that we have in the house. So for me, I have 4 rooms. So I made room top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. We'll click on the one that we are making the event in. So for me, that would be top left. We'll set the variable to 0. We'll copy and paste this event page until we have 4. Then we'll change the numbers to be +1 on each page. So on page 2, it'll be 1, 3 will be 2, and 4 will be 3. Make sure all of the pages are set to below characters for priority, so that way your character can walk through it and it won't be an invisible wall. We'll click OK. Then we'll copy and paste this event until it covers the whole room. Then we can assign a variable to whichever type of room you want. So for me, I'll set variable 1 to be a bedroom, and then you can start painting the bedroom on all the variable 1 pages. So for me, I wanted these 4 to be a bed, so I'll click on the event. I'll go to the variable 1 page. I'll make the picture into the top left corner of the bed and change the priority to same as characters, so you can't just walk through it. It'll be a solid object. I'll do the same thing for the other corners, making this one the top right, same as characters. Make sure it's on room 1 because I assign that to the bedroom. And you just keep doing that with all of the events where you want something to spawn in. Now, to make it all work, we'll add a station in the house somewhere. In that event, we'll add a text saying select room. Then we'll do a show choices with every room that you have in your house. Then inside of each of those options, so for me top left, I'll put all of the rooms that I made in the top left as a show choices. So show choices bedroom, kitchen, dining room, empty. Then under each of those selections, all you have to do is add a control variable, switching that room to the number associated with that room. So I decided earlier that I wanted my bedroom to be variable 1 of room top left. So under the bedroom option, I just add the control variable to variable 1. If you would like a little bit smoother transition, I would recommend doing a fade out, then doing the control variable, then fade in, so they don't see it pop into existence. But that's all you have to do for each option, is just add in that fade out control variable to the variable you assign to that room and fade back in for all of them. And it's that easy. Just as a quick reminder though, when you are painting something like the bed and stuff on each event, remember that you can use different rooms on the same event. So for my bedroom, I wanted this to be a corner of the bed, but in the dining room, I wanted there to be a chair there, which you can do, because if it's set to level 1, then we'll have the bed. But on page 3, it looks like I have an oven, and on page 4, it looks like I have a chair there. So you are able to put multiple things on the same event because it will switch depending on what variable you are. And that's everything. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.